good, family? Today I want to talk about the difference between your mind, your thought, and consciousness. People wouldn't realize, but all of these things are completely different. They all different. They all have different functions to them that they work in conjunction with one another to operate. You feel me? We're gonna start off with your mind, right? So your mind is actually, we're gonna start with your thoughts, right? So your thoughts process things. So your thoughts, right? Your thoughts create questions and answers, right? That's why they call it a thought process, right? Because you're processing information that's being given or that you're seeing, right? So think of your thoughts as like an analytic type of function, right? It analyzes things and it makes it make sense. The thoughts also create, right? Because like think about it like this, right? When you trying to create something like something artistic, you have to sit there and like picture it, right? So you picturing that in your through your thoughts of what to envision, and it's all gonna make sense. I swear it's all gonna make sense, right? So now we're gonna move to your mind, right? So your mind holds and stores information that's being seen. You get what I'm trying to say here? So while your thoughts create that image, right, your mind is going to hold that image. It's gonna like store it. You feel me? Think of it like this, right? Why you think they call it a mindset? It's like you're channeling your energy, right, for whatever activity you're doing. So you're gonna bring whatever is in your mind, right, to be in that mindset, right? If I get right, let's talk about also your spirits as well. That's your spirit. That's your willpower. That's what gets you going. That's what gets you in the mood to like achieve and get shit done, right? Why do you think like at random times you suddenly get like this burst of like motivation and you just like, you just like, where'd that come from? That's your spirit's like getting this burst of like energy that it's trying to go and do something, you feel me? So now we know that your mind stores what your thoughts create, right? So let's talk about your conscious now. Now you're gonna have to stay with me on this, right? So your consciousness is how you're able to perceive the levels of life from all around and the levels of yourself or your soul. I may be a little confused, but yes, your consciousness rises and levels as it expands. I'm gonna give y'all an example right now, right? So you know how like in boxing or MMA or any type of fight, right? When someone gets knocked out, they say they are unconscious, right? And they just be spazzing out, you feel me? Their body moves, they not moving. Well, in the case of like their body spazzing out, right, that would be considered subconscious, right? So they would be subconscious in that level, in that state, because they're still able to move their body and everything, but they don't have full control over it, right? I should say that when you're fully unconscious, that's when you sleep. I'm gonna say that again, right? Fully unconscious is when you sleep. And we still talking about the analogy about getting knocked out, right? Because when they knocked out, they not really able to perceive what's going on. That's why they ask them questions like, what is your name? Do you know where you are? Some people or most people wouldn't care anything I'm saying, but you guys gotta see that all of this is different functions that it works with each other to advance your own self, right? This is how you see things around you, how you're able to visualize and come up with new ideas and stuff like that, and so on. Since we're on the topic of describing the each functions, right, let's talk about your soul. So now, your soul is your essence. That's what makes you, you. Your soul is what makes you, you, as you control your own destiny. Don't you know? Do you not? So like, what's the point of me also mentioning all of these things, right? And I'm about to explain it to you right now, right? So you gotta work on your mind, right? And your mind, we know that your mind stores information. And when you keep on working on your mind, right, you begin to break illusions. You begin to reprogram your whole mind into something completely different, right? And you need your thoughts to reprogram your mind. And through your thoughts, you gotta ask questions. And you gotta have answers to those questions. But your energy is off, right? And you don't feel like doing anything or learning, right? That's where your spirit comes in. That's where working on your spirit comes in. That's your willpower. That's what makes you get up and do shit that you wouldn't usually do. Your spirit is most important because it wakes up your mind. You feel me? It wakes up all that information that is stored to connect the dots and be like, oh, that makes complete sense. I say that your consciousness is the second most important function because that's how you're able to view things from a different perspective, or just multiple perspectives, because you rise up in consciousness. These are not physical things, right? What's physical is your brain, and all of these are sending stuff to your brain, which is your physical body. Now, I already made this video a little bit too long. I don't want to get y'all confused, but if you have like a different thought process, right, let me know what y'all think, because no one is truly like wrong, right? Unless your goal is to cause, chaos and just problems all over. But yeah, we all get different types of downloads or thoughts that we get to talk about, right? And I would gladly like to hear y'all thoughts, you feel me? Also, remember y'all, positive energy always creates high elevations. Peace, fam.